Hi again folks, how are you all doing? This is a Hornby Merchant Navy class clan line that was sent to me by Martin. He told me it hasn't been used in a long time and it doesn't really run now, so he's sent it to me to look at and he thinks it probably just needs a good service, but we shall see. Well, let's turn on the power and see what happens. Absolutely nothing. Oh. There's a wee bit life, but yeah, it's not very well. And it's pulling up to 500 milliamps on the amp meter. So we'll get it into the shed and we'll see what's up with it. Made it. Okie dokie then, Hornby Merchant Navy. I've looked at a few of these. I think this is the first one I've looked at that isn't broken in some way. Every one I've looked at, the speedometer cable thing has been broken, or the whistle's been broken off, or the handrails are hanging off, or whatever. But this one appears to be undamaged. It's got one of those drawbars with the contacts. They seem okay. These pipes here are often broken as well. So I think it is just needing a service. We need to get into this, and to get into it, we need to first detach the speedometer cable. So undo that crank pin. It'll then come off. And then we'll put the crank pin back on, just so it doesn't get lost. And it also keeps the rods in place and the spacer. Oh, now my screwdriver's in the shed, so I've been very busy in my shed. Got the power and lighting all done, got my shelves in, my workbenches. So I just got to put a load of stuff back in it. But I do want to get some sort of other small second shed or storage thing to put lawnmower in and leaf blower and garden tools and stuff. I don't want them cluttering up the shed. The lawnmower especially just takes up so much space, and I want to keep the shed as a kind of workshop. Right, screw out at the front. I think that's the only one I got clipping at the back. Is it going to be an easy one, or is it going to be a... Yeah, it's an easy one. There we go. This is a Hornby Super Detail model. Yeah, it doesn't say DCC ready or anything, so I don't think there's any DCC hoojamadoogery in there. This should be a fairly straightforward service. I mean, it looks pretty clean. Get a look at the gears, because I'm kind of guessing it's just kind of gunked up lubricant that's causing the poor running. A bit of a scoosh and some fresh lubricant, and it should be right as rain, I think. Ooh. Well, seems to have quite a lot of oil in there. In fact, yeah, it's... Oh, I think we've got brass gears. Fancy. Well, one brass gear anyway. So you can see in there, the worm's engaged with a brass gear on the double gear. There's a plastic one as well that will engage with the intermediate gear, which then engages with the drive gear. But yeah, I've seen that before, the big brass gear. It's good in that it's not going to split, but not so good for noise. However, it's been well oiled, but that would make sense given that it's a brass gear. What we'll do is we'll get a wee bit of oil into the motor bearing, front and back, and we'll get some thicker gear oil, because the oil that's in it seems very kind of thin. Just get some thicker gear oil in there. We'll need to look at the axles, because that's, you know, another source of problem if a locomotive hasn't run for a while. The lubricant in the axles is maybe dried up or gunked up a bit. It's entirely possible this doesn't need anything done to it at all. It just needs run. Because initially when I turned on the power, it barely ran at all, and then it started to run a wee bit, and then it backed into the shed okay. So yeah, it maybe just needs run. And then we've got the wobbly motor issue as well. That's maybe a factor, as we did with the yeah, I mean, look at that. That's really poor. That same motor bracket design is on the A1 I worked on recently, so we'll tighten that up. I'm going to have to undo that. So yeah, maybe just needs run, but the loose motor has maybe been an issue. Now we can tighten that bracket up. Bigger screwdriver. Yeah, we'll shim the motor. Right, okay. We'll take this underframe off and see what's underneath. Quite a bit of oil in the pickups there, that's not good. We'll lift the pickups out. Give them a clean. Yeah, I think this has been over oiled, and I think it's it's quite common for these to get over oiled in the factory. I'm going to have to undo this again. To be clipped at the back as well. Thanks for that, Hornby. Why they clip them in at the back like that, I don't know, when they're held in with a screw. It's one side. It's a nasty wee clip as well. There. That'll be connected by that wire, but I just want to get it out enough to get a look at the axles. I've got that sprung rear axle. Don't know how well you can see, but I don't like the mesh between the drive gear and that intermediate gear. I wonder if the intermediate gear will move. Yeah, I think we need to move that gear a bit. I need to move the intermediate gear. It's sitting on its spindle, but it's too far to one side, so I need to push it. But at the moment when I'm trying to push it just with a screwdriver, it's pushing the spindle, so I need to hold one end of the spindle and try and push the gear. Right, I think I might have to dismantle this more than I originally thought. I need to get the middle wheel out of the way. So undo that off, the spacer. Come on. Spacer's a bit stuck on. That tells me that the oil on the rods has dried up, has gone gunky. So there's another possible reason for it not running too well. Yeah, that oil has gone really sticky. So I think that is the main reason. You probably can't really see, but there's sticky, dried up lubricant on the crank pin there. So just as well I took that off. Get it all out, and we'll get it all cleaned up. This one will probably be the same. See, that crank's actually stuck on, it's just come off. That's okay, but normally the spacer just falls away. See, that spacer should just lift off, but it's not, it's stuck on. Just get the tweezers underneath it and lift it off. Yep, that was the problem. But sometimes it could be a combination of all these little issues that causes bad running. But gunked up crank pins will do it. It's all turning into a bigger job than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be a simple case of a bit of a freshen up of the lubricant. Well, it is, I suppose, but I don't like that intermediate gear at all. So hence the reason I'm taking this apart, so I can get in to try and reposition it. And just see if we clamp the spindle, if I can then shift the gear. There, that's better. Okay, let's have a wee look at the axles. Yeah, they're okay. Benefit from a wee bit of a scoosh and a clean up. There's an awful lot of oil in there. We'll scoosh those crank pins just to degrease them. Right, pop these wheels back in. Make sure we get them the right way round. Just go over there like that. And we've got to make sure we get that sprung rear axle correct. That's it. All covered in black tack from that motor mount. Yuck. Bit of contact cleaner takes it off. What time is it? Oh, it's nearly lunchtime. I'll need to take the dugs out. I'm going to clean the pickups, wasn't I? Getting into a wee bit of a guddle here. Oh, do you know what I didn't do? I didn't put fresh oil in the axles. Right. I'm going to go and get some lunch. Take the tugs out. And I'll come back to this because I'll need to take that this underframe off again and get some fresh oil in there. What a goat. What a mess. Right. Okay, I'll come back to this afternoon. Okay, dokie. Where was I? Oh yeah, I'd forgotten to oil the axles. Let's see if I can get into this enough to get some oil in without having to unclip this thing again. Should be able to. Oil in there. There we go. I think that'll do it. Right, clean the pickups. Quite a bit of oil on the pickups, which you don't want. Righty ho. That's going to go that way. I'll go on there like that. You look okay. Get this in place to keep it on. It is kind of oily. Right, I think we'll give this gear a clean up. Give it a scoosh. And going over with a manky brush. Gee whiz, the gunk in between the teeth has solidified. Look at that. I'm going to have to go around this gear and clean out all the rubbish from the teeth, and see that. Look at that. It's like dried earwax. I didn't notice that initially. I thought it was just oil, but it's not. It's dried up. Look at that. No wonder this wasn't running. Right, we'll give this another scoosh. And another going over with a manky brush. Right, that's a bit better. Stays this in. Yeek. We'll give that a wee scoosh in there. Dried up lubricant on the worm gear as well. I'll pop that gear back in. Get some oil on the spindle. And then we'll get some gear oil into it. Yeah, we need to shim that motor like we did with the A1 the other day. Right, okay, let's reconnect the rods. Spacer a wee scoosh. And we'll run through it with a pipe cleaner, I think. Just get all that sticky lubricant off. Right, okay. That should run. Let's give it a try. There we go. Oh. Bit hesitant in reverse. So we'll stick it on the rolling road and leave it in reverse for a bit. There might have been some dried up lubricant in the valve gear or something that I didn't spot. Right, okay, final test. Off it goes. And you can hear the brass gear. It's a wee bit of a grinding sound. Otherwise, runs okay. It's pulling about 150 milliamps. It's fine. Right, okay, that's this Merchant Navy sorted out. Yeah, it really just needed a good service. All the lubricant was dried up, caused everything to seize up, but had another case of a loose motor that needed shimmed up, but seems okay now. You can hear the difference with the brass gear, but it's not too bad. Right, we'll pull it out of the shed. Okay, let's bring it out. So there we are, that's Martin's clan line running okay again. A case of very dried up lubricant and another loose motor. The lubricant had actually solidified, causing the mechanism to seize up, making the model run very poorly and with a high current draw. A good clean out, some fresh lubricant, shim the motor, and it's okay now. You didn't see me refit the body and a few other things in the video there. I forgot to press record on the camera after switching it off for a minute. Very annoying, but yeah, never mind, it went on easy enough so you didn't miss anything. Okay, that's going to be my last repair request video for a wee bit. I have some fleet repairs to do and lots of work to do to the layout, so I plan to do videos on those things in the meantime, but we'll get back to doing repair requests as soon as I can. Okay folks, I shall get this packed up and sent back to Martin, and I'll catch you later.